He confessed he loved someone else all along, so I packed my bags and left. Now he claims he made a mistake. The day Matt confessed, it felt like time stopped. I'd come home early from work, planning to surprise him with dinner, only to find him sitting at the kitchen table, staring at a glass of water like it held the answers to some terrible question. He looked up when I came in, his face pale and his eyes dark with something I couldn't place. "Hey, Matt," I said, trying to shake the unease creeping over me. "You okay? You look off." He took a deep breath, as if bracing himself. "Claire, we need to talk." There it was. That dreadful sentence. My heart sank, but I forced myself to act calm. "Okay. What's going on?" He glanced away, swallowing hard. "I don't even know how to say this. I never wanted to hurt you." "Matt, what are you talking about?" I asked, feeling my nerves jump. "You're scaring me." He shifted uncomfortably, wringing his hands. I've been in love with someone else, Claire. I have been for a long time." For a moment, I just stared, the words hitting me like a slap to the face. "What?" I said, my voice barely a whisper. "You love someone else?" He nodded, his expression miserable. "Her name's Lily. We dated years ago, and I thought I was over it. I thought I'd moved on. But lately, I just keep thinking about her, wondering what if. I never meant to hurt you, Claire. But I can't keep pretending." I laughed bitterly, shaking my head. "So, what? I'm supposed to feel sorry for you? You've been lying to me, Matt. This whole time." "It wasn't like that," he insisted, his voice desperate. "I wanted it to work with us. I thought I could fall in love with you the way you deserve." I felt like I'd been punched. "So, what am I then? Some kind of substitute until you got over her?" "No," he said, reaching out for me, but I stepped back. "Claire, I love you. I do. Just not in the way I thought I would." I couldn't breathe, couldn't think. "You're unbelievable, Matt. You know what? If that's how you feel, I'm not sticking around to play second fiddle in your sad little story." "Claire, please. I'm trying to be honest here." "Honest?" I practically shouted, barely holding back tears. "You've been lying to me for years, and now you're calling it honesty? You've been pretending to love me while thinking about someone else. Do you even realize how cruel that is?" His face crumpled, guilt and shame clear in his expression. I know I don't deserve forgiveness. But I thought you should know the truth. I thought you'd rather know than live a lie." "Well, thank you for that," I said sarcastically, crossing my arms. "Thank you for finally letting me in on this little secret. You know what? I'll make this easier for you." I stormed into the bedroom, my vision blurred by angry tears as I grabbed my suitcase and threw it open on the bed. "Claire, wait," he said, following me. "Please don't do this. We can work through this. We can talk about it." "There's nothing to talk about," I snapped, yanking clothes off hangers and stuffing them into my suitcase. "I'm not staying here so you can try to sort out your feelings. I'm not going to be your backup plan while you figure out who you want. I deserve better than that." "You do," he said softly, his voice breaking. "You do deserve better, and I'm sorry I couldn't be that for you." I stopped, looking up at him. The man I thought I knew so well seemed like a stranger to me now, standing there with tears in his eyes, regret written all over his face. For a moment, I almost felt sorry for him. Almost. "Goodbye, Matt," I said, zipping up my suitcase. "I hope you find whatever it is you're looking for. But don't expect me to be here when you do." And with that, I left. I didn't look back, even as he called after me, his voice echoing down the hallway. I kept my eyes forward, holding on to the last shred of dignity I had left. Weeks later. It was a strange kind of freedom, being on my own. I'd moved into a small apartment across town, a cozy one-bedroom with just enough space for me and my belongings. I'd thrown myself into work, into reconnecting with friends, into trying to find myself again. But just when I started to feel like I could breathe again, like maybe, just maybe, I could move on, Matt came back. It was a rainy Thursday night, and I'd just gotten back from the grocery store when I saw him, waiting by my door, soaked from the rain. "Claire," he said, his voice barely above a whisper. "Can we talk?" I sighed, fumbling for my keys. "What do you want, Matt?" I made a mistake," he said, stepping forward, his eyes pleading. "I know you probably don't want to hear this, but I've realized. I was wrong, Claire. I don't love her. I never did. I was just scared." "Scared?" I scoffed, pushing past him to unlock my door. "That's not my problem, Matt. You made your choice." "I know," he said, his voice desperate. "But it was the wrong one. Claire, please, I need you to know that. I miss you. I miss us." I turned to face him, arms crossed. "Oh, so now that you've realized you don't love her, I'm suddenly good enough for you again? Is that it?" "It's not like that," he said, running a hand through his damp hair. "I was confused, okay? I thought I needed closure or something, but it was you, Claire. It was always you." I laughed bitterly. "You don't get to say that, Matt. Not after what you put me through. Do you have any idea how humiliated I felt? How betrayed? I know," he said, his face crumpling. "And I don't expect you to forgive me. I don't. I wanted to tell you that I love you. That I realize now I made the biggest mistake of my life." "Well, I'm glad you've come to that realization," I said coldly, fighting the familiar ache in my chest. "But it doesn't change anything. I've moved on, Matt." "Please, Claire," he said, reaching for my hand. "Just give me a chance to make it right. Let me show you that I can be the man you deserve." I pulled my hand back, shaking my head. "No, Matt. You had your chance. You made me feel like I was never enough for you, like I was just some replacement. I won't put myself through that again." "But I love you," he whispered, his voice breaking. I swallowed hard, feeling the weight of his words. I could see the sincerity in his eyes, the regret, the pain. But it wasn't enough, not anymore. "You may love me, Matt," I said, my voice barely above a whisper. "But I don't think you respect me. And without that, love just isn't enough." He looked like he'd been punched, his face crumpling as the reality of my words sank in. "Claire. Please." I took a deep breath, trying to keep my voice steady, my emotions in check. "Matt, I can't keep doing this. You hurt me in ways I never thought possible, and now you're asking me to just forget it?" He shook his head, his eyes pleading. "No, I'm not asking you to forget it. I know I don't deserve that. I want a chance to make things right." I let out a short, bitter laugh. "Make things right? You can't make this right, Matt. You told me you were in love with someone else. Do you realize how hard it was for me to hear that? To think that, all this time, I was just that? To think that, all this time, I was just." "No," he interrupted, his voice trembling. "You were never just anything, Claire. I was confused, I was stupid, but I swear to you, I know now that it was always you. I just didn't see it." I looked at him, incredulous. "You didn't see it? How convenient that you see it now, Matt, now that I'm done waiting for you to decide how you feel." He stepped closer, desperation in his gaze. "Please, Claire, don't shut me out. I was wrong, and I hate myself for it every single day. I'll do anything to prove it to you." I crossed my arms, steeling myself against the pull of his familiar face, the memories of all the good times. But I couldn't ignore the feeling of betrayal that still burned inside me. "Why should I trust you, Matt? How do I know you won't wake up one day and start thinking about Lily again, or someone else? You've shown me what happens when you're confused." He took a deep, shaky breath. "Because I learned the hard way what losing you feels like. And I know I won't survive it again. I've tried to move on, to make sense of what I did, but nothing works. I need you, Claire. Only you." I shook my head, fighting the tears. "Matt, you can't keep coming back every time you realize what you lost. I need stability. I need someone who's sure about me, Who isn't second guessing if I'm the one? You've already taken so much of my time and trust. He looked down, his voice barely a whisper. I know. And I hate myself for that. We stood there in silence for a moment, his words lingering, each of us lost in our own thoughts. Finally, I spoke, my voice softer now, but firm. Matt, what you did, telling me you loved someone else, letting me believe I was never enough, those words don't just disappear. I don't think I can ever feel the same way about you. He nodded, visibly fighting to hold himself together. I understand. I don't expect you to forgive me. But if there's even the smallest part of you that could give me another chance, I'll do whatever it takes. Just, please don't walk away forever. Forever, I said slowly, feeling the weight of the word. That's a long time, Matt. And I don't know if I'm ready to make that decision right now. I spent so much time waiting, hoping you'd choose me. And I can't go back to that. I need time to be sure. His face brightened, the faintest glimmer of hope in his eyes. Then take all the time you need, Claire. I'll wait. I swear, I'll wait for as long as it takes. I bit my lip, feeling the mixture of anger, hurt, and the smallest flicker of old feelings swirling inside me. I'm not promising anything, Matt. I need to figure out if I can trust you again. And right now, I'm not sure I can. I understand, he said, nodding. I'll give you space, if that's what you want. But I'll be here if you ever decide that maybe we can try again. I'll be here, no matter how long it takes. I let out a heavy sigh, glancing toward the door. I should go. I need to think about everything. About what's best for me. I owe myself that. He nodded again, his face solemn. I'll be waiting, Claire. No matter what, I'll be here. I turned, feeling the weight of his gaze on me as I walked away. Part of me wanted to turn around, to give him some small reassurance. But I knew better. I had to find out who I was without him, to heal on my own. And maybe someday, if he was still there, I could open that door again. But not now. Not yet. For now, I needed to keep walking.